If you would have said, take a point before the game against Chelsea, I would have bitten your hand off, mate. But instead, we got. No, do you know what? I'm not even going to say robbed. We'll get to that. But yeah, we made Man City top of the league.
Thanks, Arsenal. Very much appreciate it. I'm very smug right now. You are very not. And you are where? Fourth?
I'll be
Fifth?
honest. I'll be honest. I'm just there for vibes, man. Like football's in the bin. Anyway, Arsenal versus Chelsea in the WSL, the only game that really matters because no one else really cares about anyone else.
That's rude.
Only games for fans.
Right. I was gonna be really considerate and really hold back. I'm just getting up flash scores now. I was really gonna hold back and try and blame the ref and everything like the rest of you seem to be doing. But actually, no. I'm not gonna hold back now, Charlie. You've made your bed, you can lie in it. Off you go. You talk about how rubbish your team are and how you have lost twice in a week. Well, you drew. You drew and you lost twice in a week.
So on the 8th of November, 2025, I turned 29,
Mhm.
and oh god.
Chelsea nearly beat Arsenal.
Right, can we just talk about this goal first? This Alyssa Thompson goal.
Hmm.
There seems to be a running theme at the minute with Arsenal women. And it's that
Concede first.
it's like, have you ever you remember Looney Tunes?
Yeah,
And there's Roadrunner.
yeah.
Yeah, Alyssa Thompson looked like Roadrunner because none of them could catch up to her.
You could have pre-warned me before I went to make a sip of my
honestly,
tea.
honestly, I don't know what's going on with Arsenal at the minute. We like, don't get me wrong, I love Arsenal women. I love watching women's football. However, at the minute, and I don't mean to like, this is probably going to be taken out of context and sound really horrible, but we look like the most unathletic team. We're so slow. We can't catch anybody.
Little snails.
Like people just run through us. The
Correct.
Leicester goal, there was five players trying to catch up to this one player.
Correct.
Alyssa Thompson, everyone just can't even get near her. And then we're,
Caitlin Ford on
we're
a
not even a
tear.
Champions League show, but wow, that Bayern first goal. Oh my
We'll
lord.
get on to Ryan.
We just can't run. It's really frustrating. Um but yeah, that goal really done my head in because just no one could catch up to her. Um and then the thing at the minute is just everyone's talking about the sub and everyone's talking about who should start where and the thing I wanted to bring up mainly, and I'm not going to go too much into the game because I feel like it's been done to death, really. But when you look at Arsenal men and you look at Arsenal women, obviously I am going to bring it up because we are a one club and I do support both. But when you look at Arsenal men and you talk about a lineup, there's no. The only thing that really people argue about is whether Martinelli should start or whether Trossard should start, and then maybe Miles Lewis, Skelly, or Calafiori. That's really it. Everyone has a completely different lineup when it comes to Arsenal women. People are like, Stina should start, Russo should start one, start the other, start both. Katie
Chloe
McCabe,
Kelly should start.
Chloe Kelly,
Chloe
Taylor
Kelly's not a
Hines,
starter, sorry.
Olivia Smith, Beth Mead, Kyra, Kim Little, Palova. It's like there's so many like different things. There's so many different people to put in. There's so many different combinations that just nobody knows what's the right one. And at the minute, you can tell. Like not having Kim Little in the past two games.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention Kim Little. Like, obviously she's out injured. You've got no Leah. You've now got no Katie Reid either
Yeah.
with her ACL. So, and I think I was really underwhelmed by Katie McCabe. You got really annoyed at Katie McCabe both on Saturday and last night. I just feel like Arsenal are a little bit lost at the minute. It's almost like you've had this triumph for the Champions League, and now you're struggling to win games in the WSL. You're struggling to win your Champions League fixtures. Arsenal fans, please don't come at me because I am literally being factual. Like, you're struggling to keep that momentum that, like, I'm quoting Mia here, but there were Arsenal fans, not you, obviously, because you said City would win the WSL, but there were Arsenal fans that were like, well, we've won the Champions League, we're going to retain it, we're going to win the WSL, we're going to
Can
win
we
the
not?
cups.
Can we not mention Champions League at the minute? It's still.
Oh, we're getting on to that in a bit,
It's
but
still not.
I'm just saying, like, there was that expectation because you'd won the Champions League that you were then going to be able to dominate this season, and it seems to be the opposite. And I really do worry. And I've said this all along. Renee Slager's what she has done is amazing. She's brought the Champions League to England. She's kind of put faith in players that others maybe wouldn't have given a chance to. However, she was Jonas' assistant, and it was only so long before you'd see kind of traits of his management towards the end creeping into her. And I know that I'm not the only person that's got that opinion. I've spoken to a couple of other people who feel the same thing, and I just think I felt bad for you on your birthday. If Charlie had have been live on TikTok at the time, we would have probably lost our account from the language that came out of his mouth. Like, it's a long time since I've seen you stressed watching a game, and I knew, like, we knew Chelsea was going to be a difficult game, but yeah, it was beyond belief, and I feel like there's only so much you can blame the ref for.
I'll be honest. It wasn't even like the decisions and stuff because you can obviously the Steiner one's ridiculous. Like there's no point even talking about it just because everyone can see it. But like the offside, yeah, fair enough. But like everything else was just in terms, it was just us. Like the amount of times that we were pressing forward, winning the ball right outside Chelsea's box, and then just not being able to do anything with it. Like when you press that high up and you win the ball against their defenders, you haven't really got anyone to go past. So it's like, how are we not capitalising on that situation? It was awful. And yeah, the thing with Katie McCabe is like, I like Katie McCabe,
I love Katie, just not on the pitch right now.
and like I think for Ireland she's amazing, but it's just certain games, especially the big games for Arsenal, she just becomes this like justice fighter, and she just wants to like get into scraps. And like, don't get me wrong, it is funny sometimes, but then I've just got to the point where I'm just bored of it now.
You could see how irritated you were on Saturday when she got taken off. For anybody who's not seen it, there are clips floating around TikTok. It wasn't shown on telly, but when Katie was taken off, she did kick the seats and have a stopper. She went and sat down, and Charlie was like, "Enough is enough. How long is that going to happen?" And Katie McCabe, if you see this, we still love you. As a City fan, I love you, especially now Chloe Kelly's not with City anymore. But I think sometimes, like, you do kind of dislike a player because of how they've been on a day. And yeah, what she does do for Ireland is great, and what she has done for Arsenal in the past is, but you can kind of see that even she's fed up at the minute, and it is really, really kind of coming across both on the pitch and off the pitch. That's the impression it's giving anyway.
And I think as well, like she started last season so well, and like she's done well this season, but I think she's not at the same level as she was last season, where she started on fire last season, like against you lot, she was unreal. But then when she gets to games, and it's most of the time it's Chelsea games, like when they're not going her way, she doesn't know how to kind of get through that. And like I'm not just out of turn. Like if you look at her rating, she's got a 5.8 rating on Flash scores. Like that's the lowest anyone's got. So I'm not just talking absolute nonsense and just being emotional. Like genuinely, she just didn't perform well, and that is going to happen. But it seems to be a running theme against Chelsea. And don't get me wrong, it must be hard playing against Chelsea. The best team in the league. You're a left back. You're going to go against arguably the best players when you play against wingers because normally they're the best players. Like it is going to be tough, but it needs to be. You need to find a way through it, and to then I'm asking for Taylor Hines to go on. Taylor Hines goes on and instantly makes a mistake, and I was just worried. Like,
Yeah, I think your options are really kind of limited at the minute, and the way that the game's being played, the options that everyone's calling for and the lineups that everyone's calling for, like you said before, just doesn't end up being that way at the minute. Everybody is always kind of complaining about something to do with it. And I mean, it doesn't all come down to Renee, but at the end of the day, she picks that lineup and she picks those subs. And just off the back of Katie McCabe, funnily enough, she managed to get her first yellow of the season against Chelsea at the weekend as well.
I
It was
mean,
only her first one, but she managed to get one.
I thought it was going to be worse, but no. In terms of Renee's young. Like she's a young manager. It's her first job.
What
It's
she does is good.
oh
Just
yeah,
at the
what's
minute,
the
it's
attacking?
slacking somewhere.
Attacking wise, we're so good. Like we've got so much creativity. It's just defense. But look, I don't want to. I think I'm probably going to be the only Arsenal fan on the planet who is not happy with this injury excuse. Like I've literally sat in the stands watching Man City have 14 players injured and still get to a League Cup final and still do really well in the WSL. Like I'm not having it. I'm not having it. That is football. You get injuries. You need to bring your youth forward, and you need to have a plan B. And we don't have a plan B. I don't even know if we have a plan A at the minute.
Do you think that comes from, though, like you said, the fact that you did stay at City last season and you were there game in, game out as we were competing in 4 different competitions, including the Champions League? And I'm sick of Arsenal fans saying to me, well, you're not in it this year. No, we're not. But we were when we were in an injury crisis with triple the amount that you've got now. And it was like, oh, well, City, blah, blah, blah. But now the tables have turned and people don't like it. And I think as well, obviously Katie Reid is a big character that's missing in terms of your youth now, but you have got to call on a youth. Imagine if City hadn't called on Gracie Pryor, Lily Murphy. I mean, we even had Rico Lewis's sister on the bench. Like, there are so many players that City called up from their academy to be
Well,
able
look at
to.
who was injured when you played Barcelona. It was either Kirsten or Layla, but Naomi
Mm.
Lazel came in and scored 2 goals that won you the game.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you have
It
to
makes a
trust
massive
youth.
difference, and I don't feel Arsenal do trust their youth at the minute. You're putting faith into your olders, but one player I do want to give a big shout out for Arsenal because I feel, and it's not your Blackstonius, it's not your Russo, but quite a lot of people have been getting at Beth Mead. But I actually think Beth Mead's played really well the past 2 games in particular,
I think
and
her and Lotta
especially
were
against
unreal.
Chelsea. Like, she really stood out. And yeah, like you just said about Lotta, a lot of people were very sceptical about having Lotta back in that starting 11. Obviously, when before we knew that Katie Reid had done her ACL, and actually, I think Lotta stepped up to the plate. To say that she's been sat on that bench for as long as she has, I think she really stood out the past couple of games. And people might not agree, but
And
it's a
just to
podcast.
and just to throw some stats your way in terms of Uber Moy, she won all of her duels, 0 fouls committed, 2 goal stopping blocks, most tackles in the match. So she was outstanding.
Shows. It really does show. But shall we move on before you depress yourself any further?
Just quickly, I just
Go
want
on.
to talk about the officials. Obviously, they made mistakes, but they made mistakes on both sides. We
Yeah, it's
can't.
not this Chelsea bias like
Yeah,
everybody said about Emily
don't get me
Hayslip.
wrong.
That
The
was true.
Steiner goal, the Steiner goal is bad. That is probably the worst decision I've
Yeah,
ever
but from
seen
the
in women's
back,
football.
it did look like a handball. But then obviously they look at it from every angle. So for us, it looked like it was from
But
behind.
they don't look at it every angle.
Clearly not because there's no VAR, and I don't think VAR should be brought in. But that's another topic for later on in the podcast.
But yeah, Palova should have been. I mean, I think Palova should have been sent off. But then also, when you watch it a bit more, like she does get caught off balance, so you can see why she does go for the ball. And there was a few more decisions as well, which were just not great. But look, at the end of the day, you'd take a point before. Like the Steiner goal was ridiculous, but you know, it's football. These things happen. Can we please move on?
Yeah, and one last thing I do want to put out there is people are quick to blame the rest. I know we did against Emily Hayslip, but that was because there was genuinely an issue. And I feel like you can't just blame the officials all the time. I learnt that last season at City.
Right, I don't think I could possibly talk about this Arsenal Chelsea game anymore. So we have got someone we need to hand over to. Who are we handing over to, Kirsty?
We've got a hot take this week, and it's not from Han, it's actually from Emloy.
Well, well, well. Do we have here then? I'm going to start positive. I just want to say big love to you, Charlie and Kirsty, on your podcast, on your content, on everything you do. Honestly, I rate you guys so high. I'm so proud to be associated with you and calling my friends. You're smashing the podcast. I love to see the content. I love to see the rivalry between the both, and I love to see what you do for the women's football community. And I'm afraid that is where the good news ends. It ends there. Because I know Charlie is going to be absolutely thrilled to see me on his podcast right now, of all weeks. First of all, Charlie, my boy, the Arsenal fan. I don't know if you've ever experienced, like, crime. But what happened on the weekend, I'm afraid, might be the closest you ever get to daylight robbery, because, I mean, I'm not going to say for which side, but I'm happy with a point. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Up the Chelsea. Arsenal, you're rubbish. I'm not even going to lie, I'd love to see Arsenal end 4th or 5th. I'd love to see Spurs above you. And even better, I'd love to see London City Lionesses above you, just for the whole banter. It'd be absolutely incredible. Kirsty, bring on the rivalry, because I'm here for it. It's been a while. You've had your injuries, you've had your downfalls. We smashed you a lot. We beat you in a lot of cup finals, all that jazz, you know. It's about time you got above us because I'm bored of trolling the Arsenal fans. It's your turn now. It's your turn. Though I've been quite nice, I would say. I've been quite nice about it. I've not even been a little bit bitter. I've definitely not left any comments on your TikTok. But yeah, I want to know, what are your thoughts on the weekend? You two have a great insight, especially being on rival clubs. And where do you think Chelsea will end at the end of the season? That's what I want to know. Keep smashing that podcast, guys, and all the content. We love to see it. Big love to Charlie and Kirsty.
Thoughts on where Chelsea are going to finish in table? Who cares? Who cares? Oh, we've won it so many times. Who's bothered? Do you know what I mean? God.
Realistically, he's clearly not sour at all. I reckon Chelsea, I don't know. I reckon it's going to be the same as it was the other season, where it ends up going down to goal difference between City and Chelsea.
I think no, genuinely. In all seriousness, I think Chelsea will finish second. I need to back my point. I just think City will win the league.
Yeah, we've just had too much heartbreak from City in the past couple of seasons. It would be the best thing ever if we do win the league, but if we don't, we don't. And also, I look forward to the rivalry. As long as it's anybody but Arsenal that win things, I'm fine with that. But should we
One
talk?
more positive, actually.
Go on.
One more positive. Sorry.
Go for it.
Millie Brighton, that game, is now joint top with the most appearances in the WSL with 210, same as Jordan
Big up
Nobbs.
Millie. Big up Millie. Before we move on to the City game, obviously we didn't watch the United Villa game because it was on at the same time. But big up Villa for beating United because that then allowed us to be top of the table.
And nobody's talking about it.
I think because of the Arsenal Chelsea game, Villa beating United is just being brushed over, and
Nobody's
we didn't watch
mentioned it.
so we're not going to unpick it. But I do really want to give Villa a shout out because they were the underdogs on Saturday and they did what people didn't think they would do, and I am now slightly scared to play them on my birthday. But thanks Villa, thanks Rachel Daly, thank you Sarah Malin, thank you Kirsty Hansen, Lucia Kendall, actually Miri Taylor as well because she scored the goal. But thank you Villa for making my weekend before my team had even played. Should we get on to City now though? Because
Yeah,
you've got to give me my flowers. Like, I deserve my flowers.
just about.
Only just.
Again.
Only just.
But again, what do I keep saying this season? You get it done. Like,
We get it done.
Chelsea
We do.
couldn't get it done. City get it done. City are top of the league.
I mean, only for a weekend. Like,
Also,
let's
can we
not
just
get too-
appreciate I'm always right.
What, the City are going to win the league?
City are going to win the league.
I hope so. And if that's the case, we will be spending that money to go down to West Ham for that last game in the season. But obviously, Viv scored within our game. You had a front three of Viv, Benny.
Wait. Do you know what the second goal was?
The second goal.
The second goal, I can't believe it happened. It was
Bunny?
a Bunny Shaw header.
Oh yeah, no, Bunny
Do
actually.
you know
headed
how
the
many
goal. I was
headers?
gonna get to that.
How many headers she's missed this season?
I was gonna get to that. Like, let me get there. So obviously you had a front three of Virginia, Bunny, Benny. Benny, thank you for the points in Fantasy WSL. You saved my backside at the weekend. And then you obviously had Viv in midfield, which I quite liked, with Yui and Blinky, which I think worked well.
The normal midfield three.
Yes, but Viv actually allowed other people to do things at the same time as doing her own job at the weekend.
Always
She
plays
wasn't
in the
greedy.
10.
Yeah, but no, let me get my point across before you make me look like a div. I know, but what I'm saying is that combination, one, worked well, and two, I think it did. I think it really did.
I don't know.
And before you say anything else, the return of Lauren Hemp, the fact that Lauren is back and played the way she did when she came on, we're winning the league, pal. We are winning the league. It is factual.
Pretty sure the City fan did not predict City to win the league, but fair enough.
No, I didn't. But now my team are winning. Like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, come on. After last season, like, I was obviously going to be sceptical. We've still got
I literally
injuries.
said you're going to win the league because
Rebecca was back as well.
you not having Champions League football has
Same.
literally made it so much easier for City.
100%. But it wasn't an easy win. It was not an easy win.
Vignola is a
Yeah.
baller.
And I massively, massively underestimated Everton. Hugely. And I
Yeah,
actually
they're up
think,
and down, but they do turn up, and I mean they beat Liverpool at Anfield. I mean I'm not saying that like Liverpool are amazing, but that is a big game to go and win for the
Liverpool are
first
not.
one. And like the way that they've played in pretty much all their games, like they are going to get some results. But then also they're just men. Like Pacheco and Vignola are just class.
Well, I mean, I'm going off flash scores with this one, but Everton got 2 yellows. Unlucky pal. We got none. But if you look at possession, it was 47-53. Like it was very close. And like you said, we just got it done and we needed to get it done. And I am very nervous for this weekend now. But if Villa can beat United, we can beat United.
And I think that's I'm really glad you brought that up actually because that's such a big thing for City is like when they played under Gareth Taylor it was all like we need to be above like 65% possession, we need to hold on to the ball, like all this, where it's like now you don't need to, like you're way more direct, like you can play through, you can play round, you can play over the top, like there's so many options that you've got and it's actually really good to see. So them possession stats actually don't surprise me as much as probably they do other people. And I think that's why you're going to do well and that's why you're going to win these games. You would have lost that game under Gareth Taylor because you wouldn't have been able to break through. You would have just kept playing the ball about and losing it.
I mean, obviously, Liverpool have had their tragedies as well, haven't they? But if you look at Gareth Taylor now, he's not won a single game. So, unlucky
Good
pal.
segue. Should we talk about
Um,
Liverpool?
we can talk about Liverpool. You watched that game,
Yeah,
didn't
so
you? I
you
watched London
watched London
City.
City because I couldn't watch Tottenham.
And he got 7
I need to
hits.
stop
Woo!
talking rubbish about Tottenham. They're actually doing really well, and I really liked Hamburg.
Yeah, Tottenham are on the same points as you lot. It's
Yeah,
goal
yeah.
difference
Let's
that have
not talk about
changed
that right
it.
now. So Liverpool, Copox is a baller. She's so good on the ball, man. She just like she's just so technical. Like she just glides past players. It's just class. Once again, thank you for proving me right, everybody. Liverpool start well. They score first again.
They do every game.
Exactly. They
They
start.
never win it.
They start. Yeah, but this is what I've said. I've said they start really well and then they lose it. This one, however, was quite heartbreaking. I think for them. Um, it was genuinely for the first like 30 minutes who's going to give the ball away first because they're both so overcoached that they keep playing it around the backs too much, and then you could just see it like as soon as the keeper gets the ball, you're just like right, someone's going to give it away and it's going to be a goal. And it happened a couple times where each team had a couple chances from it. I think Brighton looked a lot better in terms of actually attacking. Like Kirby was having a great game as usual. Seiki was having a great game. That Camacho was really good. Sam Kerr was hitting some worldies from outside the box and probably deserved to score. But yeah, what ends up happening is Brighton end up giving the ball away. And then Olsen gets a goal, and I think Olsen started really well. And I think was part of the downfall of why Liverpool then ended up going to draw this game because they obviously take her off. They get a bunch of yellow cards, but they take her off. Kiernan goes on, and they just lose a little bit of something. Where I think Kiernan is a good player. However, I just think Olsen is a little bit more kind of clinical in front of goal, and I think that's what helped them in the first part of the game. And then Brighton just, I remember saying to you actually, I was like, they need to bring Kafaji on for Brighton. Like, I put her in my fantasy team. I expected her to play, expected her to start. Sorry, because I was thinking she's gonna score. Like she's the one that can break them down because Liverpool really sit behind the ball. And you could just see it the whole time. I was just like, they need to bring her on. They bring her on, she scores in the last minute, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I hate when you're right about things. Like, there's
I'm
not
right
much
about
you're right about,
so
but at the
much.
minute you are. And he actually said that Chelsea would draw with you lot, I think, as well. Or you did
I
before
think I
kickoff.
said 2-1 Arsenal, but obviously the ref watches this podcast and doesn't want me to be right. So
And then you got Liverpool score right.
did I?
I think you did. I don't know. Anybody who
No,
watched last week's
I think I
podcast,
might have backed Liverpool to win 1-0, and it looked like it was going to happen, and then obviously Cavaggi then goes on and scores.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Liverpool have had an awful start to the season.
Sam Kerr should have had about 3 worldies in that game. She was
Yeah,
just whacking them from outside the box and they were nearly going in.
but when do they decide enough is enough and Gareth Taylor should go?
I don't think they should. I don't think they should because the promise is there. You can see it. Like they are playing some good stuff.
Promise from Gareth Taylor. Are you all
But
right, boss?
last season they would have probably lost way more against you lot. Like they nearly beat yous. If it wasn't for a dodgy offside decision, they would have beat yous. They played really well. They've been scoring
Don't know what you
first.
mean.
They've been scoring first every game, and it's just the rotation and the fact you got to remember they've lost players. Lost Olivia Smith, Taylor Hines. They lost Missy Kearns last season. Like these are big players that have gone. You know, that's two captains that have gone. Like, and they're probably most promising player. So that is a lot to lose, and it does kind of strip the identity away from them. So the fact that they start really strong and they score means that they now just need to build on that momentum, and they are getting better. Like they did nearly beat Brighton. That is a big result.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Can I move on to your saving grace this weekend? Because London City Lionesses massively did Arsenal a favour. They beat Tottenham 4-2.
I was watching the wrong game. Clearly, 4-2.
Oh, I had the best time watching that game.
Spursy.
And technically, Spurs actually scored 3 goals, but only 2 of them were for themselves because there was an own goal.
Oh,
There was an own goal. So you can tell we've done separate this week. And guys, you know I'm not great when it comes to positions, so just roll with it, right? Obviously, Godfrey scored in the 8th minute from an Aslani corner. It didn't look like it was going to go in at first. It was kind of a deflection off another player, but it went. And Godfrey scored. Great. I don't know either. It did look really level to start off with. For the first kind of 15 minutes, I felt it looked really, really level. But then London City appeared a lot stronger. I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail with it because I will just end up making myself look like a muppet. But um, it, I can never pronounce a name. Never pronounce a name. Guilloro, the one that came, the French player, that joined them. She got booked, right? And it definitely was a challenge. So it was a challenge against Sonneman, right? She put a hand around her neck. How she only got a yellow, I will never know. I personally would have given more than that, but clearly I'm not a qualified ref. So what does my opinion count for?
hey, the WSL refs might as well not be qualified. Bloody hell.
Let me do it on not Saturday actually. Let me do it for someone else's game though. I'm just glad we've not got Emily here. So anyway, Tamberg obviously got a pen as well. The challenge that led up to the penalty for the Spurs pen was definitely a pen. People argue it with me. I don't care. In my opinion, it was a pen. But London City Lionesses did end up looking stronger towards the end of the first half, and they had a lot more attempts on goal. Nikita Paris, then in the second half, it was her 200th appearance in the WSL, which is mad when you think about how many different teams she's played at. That is absolutely mental. She did take the keeper out in the process, but she scored. It was a good goal. I'll give her that. Keeper ended up being down for a little while though with a bus slip, which was interesting way to end the game. It did end up then looking quite level again though. But then London City ended up continuing to up the game. Tottenham's goal, however, was a free kick. And it did look like it went top bins. The first camera angle, it did look like it went top bins in the right top corner. And it was a Sonneman goal.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It was a good free kick, to be fair.
Yeah, it did. They did pretty well. And then obviously it genuinely, I did think it was going to be a draw. I didn't think London City had any more in them. But then in the 80th minute, Tottenham decided to score an own goal from Aslani's free kick. So, this Tottenham team that I've been really, really, really bigging up, saying, oh my God, they're doing really well. I wonder what's changed. Nilden then ended up scoring the Mano goal, which was hilarious. But Charlie was so invested in the Liverpool game that he didn't actually pay attention to anything that I was saying.
I actually really enjoyed that Liverpool game. It was a really good, a good tactical battle, and that's why I liked it.
To be fair, I enjoyed watching this game more as well. And I got to see Lani for 85
it
minutes, which
looked
was great.
from the little bits
For
I've
5
seen,
minutes.
it looked like chaos.
Oh, it was carnage. But with you guys think, right, and this is to the people that listen to the pod as well, my ADHD is horrendous. If there's not much going on in a game, I am gonna get bored. There was that much that went on in this game that was so quick paced that I was buzzing. I was living life. I got to see Lani for 5 minutes as well. That was great. Godfrey did score in the 84th minute again. Yep. and it was an unreal curl
Did you
on
get an
that ball that
assist?
went in.
Is it 2 goals and an assist?
Let me double check because I didn't put that in my notes. Yes, she did.
Oh. She did say that she was going to make sure that she was on the map this season in
Yep.
the WSL. So there you
Yeah,
go.
2 goals and an assist. She assisted Nikita Paris. But yeah, England actually got some minutes as well, which was nice to see for Tottenham. She did have a really good chance as well in the 88th minute, but missed.
Yeah,
So,
they can't seem to figure out if they want Beth England in the 10, if they want both of them up top, or they just want Tamberg. Like in the last game where they just played Beth England as the 9, they still looked quite good. But then obviously Tamberg is just mint, like, and annoying as it is that she's a Tottenham player. She's so good, and so is Beth England. They've got a good team.
well, you can big her up more when Tottenham's white after this weekend, when London's white after this weekend because
No,
of Tottenham.
I'm not looking forward to this North London
You've
derby.
gone from one derby to another derby. It's great. They did end up with 10 extra added minutes, which baffled me. And then they didn't even actually play that long because someone else got injured within that time. But London City do look strong, and I do think that they deserve to be where they are in the table. And I think it was a good battle for 2 kind of top 6 teams. So
I agree. It did look like a good game. And then the final game, West Ham Leicester. Who cares? Am I right?
that's rude. That's just rude.
Do you know what? I didn't realise until probably a good hour and a half after the game that Leicester equalised. I thought West Ham won.
No, it was a
It took me ages to realise. That's how much I do not care about either of them teams at the minute, just because they don't do anything, and it's really I'm just done with West Ham. Like,
if you ever want to work with us, we are open to it. He can stop his opinions.
some coaching, maybe. Joking.
Right, gonna quickly move on.
No, it's just I just want to.
both get a point at the weekend.
I just want to talk about West Ham quickly, just because I'm just a bit done with them. Like they've got really good players, but they just can't defend, and it's so frustrating. It's like watching Arsenal, but just not as good. And Leicester, like, who cares? His mic wasn't even on.
Jake Page will purely have something to say about that one. Stop laughing.
That's the only reason I said it.
Right, yeah, funny. Shall we move on?
What we got this week?
Before we talk about Champions League,
We're not talking about
we
Champions
are
League.
talking about Champions League because I had a great time last
I
night.
don't think any
Um,
Champions League games happened.
No, I think Chelsea played.
No, I think they put out a thing on the news. They put out a thing on the news saying no Champions League games this week. No, I think it was skipped. Anyway, what's going on in the
Let's
world?
talk about this. So obviously Katie Reid has done her ACL. That has been confirmed this week. And Renee did confirm in her press conference before the Champions League game last night that she was having surgery today. So Katie Reid, sending love. Hope you're okay. It is a shame. That's 2 massive kind of Arsenal star girls that are currently on loan. Well, one of them, and injured. So her and Michelle will at least do their rehab together. Positive from my point of view. Obviously, Lauren Hemp returned against Everton for us, and so did Rebecca Knack. Rebecca, I am buzzing to see you on Saturday. Not that you're ever going to see this. And Alex Greenwood also extended her contract until 2027. So we have a committed captain until then. That's all I've got this week, unless you've got any other news from any other team.
I don't think anything else happened. Let's move on to the WSL match day 9.
That's not happening. We're doing that last. Let's talk about the Champions League. I'm going to quote one of our dear friends here, and I'm hoping that she watches this because I'm going to clip it as well. Obviously, we'll talk about Arsenal first, just because Arsenal, I feel, needs to be spoken about. We will also talk a little bit about the United PSG game and a little bit about the Chelsea game from the night before. But let's talk about Arsenal Bayern.
Yeah, so there was such bad weather that the game actually got abandoned at half time. So Arsenal won 2-0 against Bayern Munich.
Absolutely not. So Arsenal were 2-0 up in the 23rd minute. And Mia, I love you, but I'm calling you out. Mia turned round and said, "Oh, well, we're 2-0 up. We're going to win this now. There's no way that Bayern will beat us." How did that work out for you guys? Because you lost 3-2. Charlie, do you want to elaborate on your team and their
Do you know what it is?
meltdown?
Do you know what it is? Just winning the Champions League twice in your club's history. I think we want another English team to do well. So we've decided to take a year out from the Champions League and just allow someone else to have a go. So yeah, when we scored 2 goals, we were like, guys, what are we doing? We need to sort this out. So then I think Rene just said to everybody, yeah, let's just let Bayern Munich score 3 goals and we can just have a little break tomorrow, have a day off, and then just go around Munich and just have a couple of beers and have a laugh.
No, I'm putting it out there. Like, again, same issues as the weekend. Your defence, dreadful. Chloe Kelly coming on as a sub, dreadful. She made no change at all. You called for Katie McCabe to be replaced by Taylor Hines. Taylor Hines came on. How did she play? Dreadful. Do you know what I mean? Like, an Arsenal fans, you're gonna come at me. It's fine. I'm thick-skinned. I can deal with this. I just feel like Arsenal did not look like a Champions League team last night. You did not look like you should have been competing in the Champions League last night. And the thing is, you're laughing because you know you can't argue it.
Mate.
And you know fine well that I've just put myself out to the wolves because the Arsenal fans will come for me on TikTok. But it is what
Yeah,
it is. I'm
but
talking facts. This is a women's
yeah,
football podcast, predominantly WSL, but we can't not talk about the Champions League. I'm sorry. And yes, City aren't in it before anybody tells me that, but we will be next season and you will not be. End of.
the thing is, right, like Arsenal fans probably will have some things to say. However, it's just because everyone's a little bit emotional at the minute. We've had a tough time.
Everybody's on their periods, guys.
Um,
Everybody's on their periods, including Charlie.
I just think I've got lower and lower and lower into this chair during this podcast. 'Cause I'm
Can I just tell you a fact that is also going to make you feel even worse before we talk about the Champions League? Have you seen who's ref in the North London derby on Sunday?
I don't even care at this minute.
Emily Hayslip has been confirmed.
That doesn't bother us though. Like one bad official to another, I'm not really bothered. They're all bad.
Yeah, fair enough. Would you like to move on from Arsenal? Because I can see how upset you are,
Please.
and I really don't want you to be upset.
Right, let's talk about round 9, match day 9 of the
Oh,
WSL.
are we just brushing over United?
I only watched half of it.
So did I, because I fell asleep. But that wasn't because of the game, though. It's because I
I
was
thought,
tired.
okay, we'll talk about Mallard goal was unbelievable.
Yeah,
But they were playing the ball around the back and then they just dink it over the top. Mallard just slots it into the corner past Mary Earps, who was way off a line, but I don't think he even gets to it. Yeah, great goal. That's all I've seen.
I do feel bad for Mary Earps. They were cheering her at first, and then they just booed every time she got the ball. Like, grow up, guys. People change clubs, they move on. Yes, I boo Chloe Kelly sometimes, but only when she annoys me. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've just got to move on. You can't have bad blood. She left because she wasn't
I actually
happy.
disagree. Anyone who used to play for my club that doesn't play for my club now is getting booed.
But you don't boo Viv every week. You see Viv weekly.
I'm not booing at a Man City game.
No, because he is a City fan now because
When
we're
it's
doing better.
I was when it was Arsenal. Actually, no, I didn't.
No, he didn't. Because
Do you know what it is? If it's I'm all good vibes when it's women's football. When it's men's football, I'll boo everyone.
Do you know what made me laugh though? The fact that Mary Earps came back and people were booing her. But half those people will have been the people that would have stayed for a picture afterwards and will be reading her book at the minute. But fair enough, Mary Earps' return wasn't as she would have expected it to be. She was still doing her little walk. I also got asked on the topic of Mary Earps my opinion on the whole situation, and I keep telling people until you've read a book, don't pass comment. I'm only halfway through, so I will not comment on it until I've finished it. Should we move on to match day 9 because I really don't want to talk about the fact that Chelsea just absolutely destroyed St. Pollen, as Emloy kept calling them. 6-0. There's not much to talk about. They won by far.
Sam Kerr, she started, didn't she?
No.
Did she not? I thought she started.
Oh, did she? Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she started and she got 2 goals, I think. It's good to see Sam Kerr back, I'm not going to lie.
And LJ was back. To be fair, LJ was back.
I just want Sam Kerr to just start going now. Like, because, Arsenal, we're going to get relegated. So
Actually, no, there is a point I do want to talk about for Chelsea game. Lexi Potter, 19 years old, came on, had the game of her life, and actually came away with a 7.9 rating on Flash Scores. Anyway, I'm not giving Chelsea any more flowers because we're on top of the table. They're not. Yes, they're in the Champions League. And they are in the top 4 of the Champions League, along with Man United as Arsenal sit 11th. Anyway, what games have we got coming up this weekend, my love?
Oh, I hope you lot. No, I don't, because I want City to win the league. Right, the first game of match day 9 is Man City versus Manchester United. Quick fire predictions, please.
If I'm biased, I'm gonna say 3-2 City. If I'm being factual, I reckon it could be a draw. But if
2-2.
Fallon is still out, then I think it's a 4-0.
I don't think she will be. It's only a face. 2-2.
I
I'm
mean, she was
going
out
with
last night.
West Ham Everton.
Everton beat West Ham 4-0.
Whoa, Everton beat West Ham 2-0. I'm going to go with Villa London City Lionesses. Villa London City Lionesses.
I reckon Villa are going to beat them 3-2.
Ooh, I don't know. I think London City Lionesses 2-1. Brighton Leicester.
Who cares? No, I'm joking. Brighton beat Leicester 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 that one. Liverpool Chelsea.
Do I need to give a prediction? I'm really sorry, Liverpool fans. I really don't actually have anything against you, but it's 5-0.
I am going with Liverpool 2-1.
Shut up.
I swear. I genuinely think
Shut up.
Liverpool win this. I think they start Sam Kerr.
A few people have said that though.
Listen,
you know.
I think they'll start Sam Kerr. They might start Lauren James because they're like, oh, it's Liverpool, and then Liverpool will beat them at
Is Hannah
Anfield.
Hampton still out?
Is it at Anfield?
I don't know. Is Hannah Hampton still out? Do we know?
I
Has it
don't
been confirmed yet?
know.
Because if Hannah Hampton's still out and it's Peng,
Oh, it's not Anfield. It's at St Helens. But I genuinely do think they'll win. I don't know why. I just got that feeling.
I don't know.
And then the final game is Tottenham versus Arsenal.
On Arsenal's current form, I reckon London's going to be white.
North London.
North London. What difference does it make? It's already blue.
Well, it's the north of London. Anyway,
It's already blue.
I think Arsenal should just like play all of the academy and just sack this game off because I'm just done at the minute.
I reckon 2-1 Tottenham.
No, I
And
think
that's not even me being spiteful.
I
I
don't think
genuinely think it will be.
I don't think they'll do anything. I think 3-0. I think Arsenal win 3-0, but I'm just a little bit frustrated with Arsenal at the minute, but I feel like this is the game that we'll do really well in, and then it's like, well, I don't know, it could go either way because like we're not gonna be able to play the same way we did against Chelsea. So are we gonna like just go out there and just get beat, or are we gonna go and absolutely stomp on them? I mean, I think it's gonna be 3-0, but I really don't know. We're so hard to predict at the minute. Obviously them losing, us drawing to Chelsea when we should have won, hopefully kicks us in the right gear. But then again, we did just lose 3-0 in the second half to Bayern Munich. So I genuinely don't know. I don't know, but I am genuinely looking forward to doing this podcast on Sunday when Liverpool have beaten Chelsea and City have got a draw and they're even higher up the table.
Should we wrap it up for this week before you have a temper tantrum?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really sorry that I'm just depressed and got further and further into my chair and sound like this. It's not been a good week as an Arsenal fan and an Arsenal men's fan. Like, what are they doing? Drawing to Sunderland? Like, no, look, just
Oh yeah.
let's end this before.